back to the channel, and this is my short ranking of all the Pixar movies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. But before we start, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell for all of the notifications. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. So this is the bottom half of my list. Let's go ahead and get into this. Number 21 is Cars 2. I just don't really like it very much. Very bad sequel to the first Cars. Number 20 is Brave. It's another one that I was disappointed in. Number 19 is A Bug's Life. I just didn't really like it very much. Number 18 is Monsters University. I wanted this one to be better. It was just not a very good film. Number 17 was The Good Dinosaur. As much as I want to put it higher, it kind of just falls flat and comes in right here. Number 16 is Coco. I know a lot of you like it. I just never really liked it as much. Number 15 is Inside Out. Another one I want to put higher. It just kind of falls in this spot for me. Number 14 is Finding Dory. I think it's a very well done sequel to Finding Nemo, but at the same time, it's not as good as Finding Nemo. I'm just never gonna see this film as good as Finding Nemo. Number 13 is one that I'm sad to put this low, and that is Incredibles 2. When I first saw this film last year, I really loved it. I actually thought it was better than the first Incredibles. Nowadays, I think the first Incredibles is better. I really want to put this movie higher. The reason I have it so low is because I just never really liked it, especially the Screen Slater villain. I've always found her so mediocre villain that I don't really like. So I just want to put this film higher, but for me, as of now, it comes in at my number 13. Number 12 is Cars 2. I know I'm going to get a lot of crud. Cars 3. I know I'm going to get a lot of crud for putting Cars 3 above Incredibles 2. I just find it a very well done sequel to the first Cars, and yeah, so it comes in at my number 12. And number 11 is The Incredibles. This is the one where I'm going to get the most crud because I have both of The Incredibles outside of the top 10. I want to put these in the top 10. Don't get me wrong, guys. For me, this one, it's just, I've never really been as big of an Incredibles fan as I will be of the other films in the franchise. So me wanting to put these higher, they just kind of fall in this position. So yeah. Anyway, these are my top 21 through 11. Anyway, now let's get into my top 10. Into the top 10 is going to be Toy Story 2. I just find this a very well done sequel to the first Toy Story. I think it's really good. Now for me, this is easily the worst of the Toy Story franchise. It is not a bad movie. The only reason it's this low on the list is because, well, something had to be number 10. So for me, it's Toy Story 2. I find it very well. It's just not the best. At number 9 is going to be Ratatouille. I just couldn't go without putting Ratatouille in the top 10. This is a movie I've grown up with, and I find it very good movie. If I had to pick a movie out of every Pixar movie to watch on just a regular basis, I would probably actually pick Monsters, Inc. And then if that was over, I would go Ratatouille. For me, yeah, Ratatouille is my number 9. At number 8, I'm going to go with Toy Story 3. I just think Toy Story 3 is a very well ending to the Andy storyline. But I actually used to have this film way higher, but then once I saw Toy Story 4, I realized this was just the end to the Andy storyline. Toy Story 4, it was a new beginning to the Toy Story line. So it pushed Toy Story 3 a little bit back on the list, but I still find this a very well done movie. So it comes in the top 10. At number 7, I'm going to go with Monsters, Inc. I was just talking about it a minute ago. And yeah, I just really love this movie. I don't know why, but I just think it tells a very good story. This tells the story of a child's worst fear. Monsters under the bed. But it turns out they're just lovable creatures working for a company to make money. They're not bad guys. They just have to do this. It's their job. And I just find the story very well done. This movie introduces us to one of the best team-ups ever between Mike and Sully. I just think it's a really good movie, so it comes in at number 7. I want to put it in the top 5, but I just don't think it's really top 5 material. I do find it very well, though. At number 6 is going to be Finding Nemo. this film is just probably the most emotional film inside of Pixar, telling the story about a dad traveling the world just to find his kid. It works so welly. This is one of the better made Pixar movies, and for that, I think it deserves. I honestly think it deserves the top 5. But for me, it doesn't quite make it in the top 5, but it's a very well done movie. Bringing us in the top 5 is going to be WALL-E, another movie that I've grown up with. And I just couldn't go without putting WALL-E in the top 5. I just think it is a very well done movie, and I just really love this film. It's not a perfect film, but it is a very well made movie. So for that, it comes in at the top 5. At number 4 for me is going to be Up, another movie that I've grown up with, and to this day I still really love. I think this is better than top 5. This is like the To Infinity and Beyond movies. I think it's a very well done movie. I just really love this film. I wouldn't put it in the top 3. I just find it in between the top 3 and top 5. It's a very well done movie. But yeah. Bringing us in the top 3 is going to be Toy Story. The original Toy Story is still one of the best Pixar movies ever. I just really love this film, and I think the story it tells is very well done. It works very welly. I don't necessarily think it's the best of the Toy Stories, but it works really welly. So yeah, Toy Story is my number 3. Bringing us into the top 2 is going to be Toy Story 4. Sorry about that, guys. I really love Toy Story 4, and I think it works so welly on ending off the Toy Story line. I want to put this higher because I just like this film so much. I love this film, but it's not my favorite of the Pixar. I find it a very well done movie, but it's not my favorite Pixar. But at number 1 for me, an unpopular opinion by far, I'm going to go with Cars. A lot of people don't like this movie, and I get why you don't like this movie. The story is very bad and all over the place, but I just love it because I've grown up with this film. This was the first movie I ever watched, and I remember as a kid, like 1 month old, sitting in my room watching it like 10 times a day, every day, and I just couldn't get enough of it because it was just an amazing movie that I've grown up with. I had to put this in first place. I know you guys are going to have different opinions. I just think it's a very well-made movie, and I agree with you. I know why people don't like this film. The story is very weird, but I just really enjoy it. So it comes in at number 1. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Tell me down in the comments below, how do you rank among the Pixar movies? Which ones are good, which ones are bad, and which ones are in between. I only think there's like 2 bad ones. But anyway, thanks for watching, and peace out.